Housing is an issue with many states. I mean, like, there's a lot of homeless veterans that are out there, people that risk their lives for our freedom. But even with all that, they're not afforded the same opportunities that others are receiving. And it now seems very clear that some lawmakers, mostly in the blue states, they want to use your home to take care of illegal immigrants. Wow.
We can't do this alone. This is an all hands on deck. The dollars coming in are not equaling the dollars that we have to pay going out. So we're going to do our part to the best of our abilities within the financial restraint, but we have a real call. We need every New Yorker that has something to offer to play a role. This is not Mayor Adams' job. This is the job of the people of the city of New York, and everyone should participate in that through New York City Cares, through the 100 nonprofits that we are part of, through all the other groups. Everyone needs to be a part of that, and I'm not going to allow anyone to allow this moment to go past without asking, what are you doing to help people who are in need right now?
Adams didn't say that New Yorkers should open their homes, but he implied it. And that's worse if you ask me. It's kind of like gaslighting the people. I mean, he could even say, if you're a Democrat and you vote with us, you have to pay your share. Help us with the funding and housing of these people. Like, that's kind of what it sounded like to me. And wait, can you play that one clip again?
This is not Mayor Adams' job. This is the job of the people of the city of New York.
Dang, I thought I misheard him. Anybody here from New York? Are you willing to do the mayor's job for him? You're not getting paid though. They're already stretching those taxpayers' dollars to the limit already, you know? Still, Mayor Adams says they need more money. Like, come on, give us funding to handle all these people.
Think about what happened in the last few months. We have created a funnel. All of the bordering states have now took the funnel right to New York City. New York City is the economic engine of this entire state and country. If you decimate this city, you're going to decimate the foundation of what's happening. Look at Chicago, Los Angeles, Houston, and now you're hearing the governor of Massachusetts. And so when people say, well, we gave them $100 million, $12 billion bill?
Yeah.
I mean, what
so
table
what
are we dining at?
When you see all the people that are just laying in the streets, you walk by, it is jaw-dropping.
Yeah.
And the numbers keep coming and coming when you think, I don't have any more room at the end, so to speak.
Along with the unhoused people we already have here.
Exactly.
Is President Biden watching right now? Hi, Mr. President. Mayor Adams is asking for more money.
Well, without debating the ethics or the law that requires New York City to provide housing for migrants, the cost to do so is staggering. New numbers out tonight by the city reveal just how costly it is, to the tune of $1.4 billion. And by next year, that figure is expected to double. Safan Kim takes a deeper dive into the numbers. He's live outside the Roosevelt Hotel in Midtown. Safan?
Well, Sade, these migrants are hungry. Some of them are out here walking around in bare feet. Many of them have been in this line since Saturday. Meanwhile, sources say there are 3 more buses arriving today. Today, they receive wraps, chips, bananas, and water, although it's unclear who is providing it. The mayor's office estimates asylum seekers will cost the city $1.4 billion this year, $2.8 billion next year. An Eyewitness News estimate finds more than $800 million has already been spent so far on housing and servicing contracts. 93,000 migrants have arrived in the city, with 50,000 currently in the city's care. It's costing the city about $16,000 per migrant.
All I ask from the people watching this video is a simple thumbs up, and if you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, all right? I appreciate you guys. Now, going back to this entire deal with New York, I mean, like, doesn't it seem like they're putting illegal immigrants first before Americans? Is that how it is? You know, I had this feeling for some time now that you and I, law-abiding American citizens, wouldn't be as important to the country under this leadership for very long. Like, how do I put this? Most of these states that are having this issue, this problem with illegal immigrants, they're mostly blue states, right? So they were voted to do this to the people. And Mayor Adams, with all of his words, can keep saying that this is Greg Abbott's fault, but New York is a sanctuary city, man. That means that whatever Abbott is doing is completely legal. Some Democrats, though, aren't very happy. Take Representative Jamal Bowman. He's even asking the President of the United States to show some kind of leadership because they're struggling to provide housing, not for homeless Americans, not for our veterans thrown out on the streets after being evicted from rental properties, but again, for illegal immigrants. Now, this isn't a knock on immigrants. Some of them actually need asylum, and that's true. But to put illegal immigrants' needs above our own people's needs, well, that's kind of a gray area. So it really depends on who's looking in. You know what I mean? Now, if you ask some people in New York, well, they're pissed.
Hundreds of angry New Yorkers taking to the streets to voice one message. They're protesting the construction of a new relief center for the hundreds of migrants arriving in New York City every week. This one for up to 1,000 people, men only.
Women, children, okay. All men, 1,000 of them is too much.
Residents especially worry the center will be near an elementary school, a playground, and senior center. What are you afraid of happening here?
The problem is that this is an inappropriate location. They're putting 1,000 unvetted adult males in a cot, rusted fences, no shopping, no transportation, nothing to do.
Do you guys think that this is a problem that's waiting to happen? And while New York is using up a lot of taxpayer money, I mean, it's like an endless supply of it, you know? They're still somehow able to provide a place for some of these people, at least to some extent, right? They haven't become so desperate that they would ask their own constituents to go ahead and provide housing for illegal immigrants. The same can't be said for Massachusetts. And no, I'm not making this stuff up.
If you have an extra room or suite in your home, please consider hosting a family. Safe housing and shelter is our most pressing need. Become a sponsor family. You can contact the Brazilian Worker Center for more information on how you can step up if you're willing to have an additional family be part of your family.
So you want to talk about this? Like, man, I need to take a second here because I mean, like, I'm at a loss for flipping words, guys. Let's get it straight. They want you to house illegal immigrants because they can't do it themselves. So here's my question to these people. Are they themselves opening up their homes to illegal immigrants? I mean, lead by example, right? That's what good leaders do. And again, I hate having to repeat myself, but why aren't they doing this for homeless Americans, for homeless veterans? Like, why? And it's not just housing, though. They also want to take jobs from Americans as they declare a state of emergency.
Governor Maura Healey declaring a state of emergency in Massachusetts today comes as the number of migrants coming to the state continues to rise, and the governor says there's now an urgent need for federal help. Ryan Schulteis has details.
Governor Maura Healey declaring a state of emergency and asking for federal help to support a surge in migrant families in Massachusetts. She says there are 5,600 families in the state's emergency shelter system, including many children and pregnant women. That's more than 20,000 people, which is 80% higher than a year ago.
These numbers are being driven by a surge of new arrivals in our country who've been through some of the hardest journeys imaginable. They're here because where they came from is too dangerous to stay.
Governor Healey sent a letter to the Homeland Security Secretary saying along with more funding to provide housing and resources to support migrant families, the state needs the federal government to help bring down the barriers for work authorization.
The number of people that we have met and spent time with in hotels and shelters here in communities around the state, some have been waiting not weeks, not months, but a couple of years just to get a work authorization from the federal government. Massachusetts has and will always be a beacon of hope, compassion, humanity, and opportunity.
Well, give them our homes and our jobs then. That's what this all sounds like, right? But hey, you guys tell me in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. And before I go, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for dropping a like for the video. Also subscribe to the channel. And if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. There's a link in the description down below.